wake up in the morning and look at yourself in the mirror and you don't recognise the person that's standing in front of you anymore, I can relate to that massively. What I can tell you straight away is that didn't happen overnight. That happened through years and years of the same action taken repeatedly that caused you to feel the way you do. And in this video, I want to break down what that action is, why we all took it anyway, and how we can get back from that and start feeling like ourselves again. For our more regular viewers, you'll notice that normally I film these videos either in my home studio or out on location. This is being filmed while I'm driving in the car, and I'll get to why in a minute because it's actually quite relevant. But I want to start by talking about what the action is. So the action that we take that causes us to lose who we are as a person and like stop feeling like ourselves is that we keep giving away bits of us to the people around us. When I say that, what I mean is, like, say you are, I don't know, 18 years old and you like going to the football, going to the pub, playing darts, I don't know, playing video games, going on walks, reading books. All of you've got a library of things that you enjoy doing, right? As you go through life, if you're the sort of person that wants to be there for other people, or you find yourself in a position where you are, other people depend on you, what ends up happening is over time you give up those parts of you. So like going to football, going to the pub, right? All the things we just mentioned. Over time, you restrict the time you get to have those things where you're truly yourself. You restrict your time having those things so you're there for the people that need you. What that causes over time is an erosion of your identity, the thing that made you you, the spaces where you could exist as the most authentic version of yourself in that environment. All of that slowly goes away over time. And because it's not replaced by any new environments where you can authentically be yourself, it's just replaced by areas of your life and environments in your life where you are more responsible for other people than you are for yourself. And eventually your identity changes from you to a person of service. You are the person that is there for other people. Your identity becomes this, like, your identity changes to fit the new environment. And that is why, in my opinion, a lot of people look back at like who they were 10 years ago and think, I used to be so different, I used to be happier and like more carefree, I never used to be angry as much. It's because the environment around you has changed. And over time, because it's the right thing to do and because you care about the people you're doing it for, you give up those parts of yourself so that you can spend more of your time being the person people depend on. The reason that we do this is actually very simple, and this section doesn't take very long, but it's because we care, right? If you're the kind of person that winds up feeling like you've lost who you are because you've given everything to people around you instead, you're not a bad person, you're not selfish, you're inherently selfless, you're trying to do the right thing. The way that I had it in my own head, and sorry, there's a bit of lighting distortion, but the way I had it in my own head and the way I had to get past this a little bit, nobody else cared as much as me and would be willing to put in the level of effort that I was. Nobody could do what I did because nobody cared as much as I did in the ways that I did. And that was why I kept giving things up. Like, I gave up all of my social life, I gave up all of the stuff I like to do, my activities where it was like I was the only person in my household that would do any of those things. And over time I got to the point where I was like, I just exist to like be a partner, be a carer, be a parent, and that was it. And that's not the way to live. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it's commendable to try and make sure you're the best of your, you know, the best of yourself while you're being these elements in your life. But when that's all you're being, it's not a good way to live your life, because eventually you burn out or you start to resent the other people. Because if you're caring for your kids and your partner, whatever it might be, your parents, if they're slightly older or they have difficulties, and they're still doing stuff they like, but you're not, eventually that just leads to resentment. And I've been there and I've seen it, and that ain't good. It's not what you want. The first reason we keep taking this action is because we are trying to do the right thing for the people that need us. So when we limit the time or limit the occasions that we will go out and do activities that are just for us, so that we can spend more time being there for people that need us, we're doing that, and it's coming from a good place. But the other side of that, and this is the one that most people don't talk to, a lot of other creators in this space will speak to that being a good person and being selfless. I think there's another side to it as well, and it's a trap that people fall into, is that when they don't speak up about it, they see other people getting to do the things they like while you yourself are missing out. It creates the resentment, and that resentment is normally towards, not outwardly, but you feel it, towards the people you're caring for, looking after, where actually you chose not to speak up about going off and having that time. And I think the reason it's a trap we fall into is because it comes from a good place, but we don't try for a middle ground. In a lot of cases, a lot of people I've seen, there's no middle ground. Either they go in the stuff they like, or they're just not, right? So for me, I think we try and find a way back to a middle ground where there's still elements of things you like in your day, even if you're still carrying out the responsibilities and you're still being there and turning up for the people that need you. I think the way out, in my opinion, is to strike a balance between the responsibility and making sure that you have enough at-bats to connect with yourself and do the things and take part in or enjoy some part of the things you enjoyed before. What I call this is a shared reset. Now, a shared reset fundamentally works in the simplest terms as you are carrying out a responsibility that you would normally do anyway, but you are introducing something into that environment that is exclusively for you. So whether that is music, an audio book, a podcast, some television, depending on what the responsibility looks like, introducing something into it that is exclusively for you can bring some of that back into you, right? So say for instance your main thing was going to football, right? If you are doing some dishes, yeah, you could put your phone up on the side if you've got somewhere you can put it to, and you can watch the highlights from the weekend's game. Yes, it's not being there, but you're still getting to take some part in that. If it was going to concerts, you could still put on the music from those people while you're driving to work. You could, if you're anything like me, have the music on in the car and pretend the steering wheel is actually the microphone on the stage of Wembley Stadium while you are playing to 75,000 people with a seatbelt on. Like, life is what you make of it with these things, and the shared reset can help you to make more of the time you spent being the person you are now to the soundtrack and the feeling and the vibe of the person you were. So you're building that connection back up with the person you were and still maintaining the responsibilities and still being there for people that need you now. If you want further information on a shared reset and you want some better examples or a deeper breakdown, there's a video just here in the window that I urge you to go and watch, so I think it would be genuinely helpful. But until the next one, my name has been Daniel Mottram, and I can't wait to catch you on the next video.